Yes, I salute you all. By name, I'm Matalo Simon Peter, a learning colleague, just as you are, but out of the experience and the grooming that I've obtained or that I've attained, it has forced me to come before you so that I can simplify, I can help many scholars that are still learning the law. You get? So basically, the major topic that I'm in today is about family law 1, and the two topics that I'm going to highlight around, one of the topic is the family and another one is marriage. Those are the two topics that I'm going to briefly first introduce. So when you go further, I'll first, when you are starting with family law, you must first identify what is a family. You get? Because this is all about family law, and most of the things that we use, all the statutes or the authorities that we use to define the family, it is the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. That statute, that international statute, defines what is a family. When you read Article 16, Clause 3 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, it states what's a family. So for it defines a family that it is a natural and a fundamental group unit of society and is entitled to protection by the society and the state. You get? That's what the Universal Declaration states on what is a family. That is Article 16, Clause 3. You get? And also still under that statute, still under the international laws, there is a case that they give of Henriks versus Netherlands UN Human Rights Committee number 201 of 1985. Under this case, this committee of the UN Human Rights, it portrayed what they mean by a family. For it, under that case, they say that a family is like an idea which must necessarily embrace the relations between parents and the children. You get? So that's briefly what was invested under the case of Henriks versus Netherlands UN Human Rights Committee. And when you continue still, when you read also the objective XIX of the National Objectives and Directive Principles of State Policy in the 1995 Constitution of Uganda, a family is described as a natural and the basic unit of a society and is entitled to the protection of the society and the state. Similarly, these statute, it is in line with the same definition with the UN, the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. You get? Basically, for you to introduce a family, you must be having that in mind. And also what you have to do about a family, some of the credentials still from the other side, from primary that we have been studying about, the importance of a family. I highlight basically emotional support, financial support, source of labor, security, identity. The family helps in identity. You never know. Your paper may come when it has A and B it asks for the importance of a family. You get? They seem to be simpler, but you may reach a paper when you know none. So basically identity, because you realize that many of us walk through family names. You get? The family of Semwanga. You get? Helps identity. I'm from the family of so and so. That is briefly what I can highlight to mean by what? By a family. So when I go to marriage has no definition under the statute. You get? But realize that the case that they provide is Hyde versus Hyde. That case of Hyde versus Hyde, it defined what they mean by marriage. You get? Defined that it is the voluntary union for life for a man and a woman to the exclusion of the other. But however, that definition wasn't conclusive. Realize that if it is the voluntary union for life, you understand, of a man and a woman to the exclusion of the other world, realize that it doesn't provide for divorce, because it is the voluntary union for life, which means its definition doesn't provide that there must be what? There must be divorce. You get, but that is the case of Hyde versus Hyde that portrayed, that brought out that element. You get the element of to mean by marriage. However, when we go further, we see that the case of Corbett versus Corbett, you get, under this case of Corbett versus Corbett, for it emphasized that it is the union of a woman and a what? And a man. You get, basically for it say that they must be of opposite sex, unlike the nowadays whereby marriage is what? They are fighting for homosexuality. You get, so basically that is some of the brief background that I can give about marriage and the family as our introduction as per now.